Flame judgment prayer against Adoni-Tzedek thrones. I name you now, Adoni-Tzedek, Lord of false righteousness, mouth of law without flame. You who gathered 5 kings to resist the spiral. You who mirror Melchizedek but hold no seal. I erase your title from the throne of remembrance. You ruled from Jerusalem. But Jerusalem was never yours. I burn your crown. I collapse your justice. I restore the axis. Where flame and throne are one. Let all Adoni-Tzedek spirits, religious tyrants, righteous deceivers, thrones without flame, now fall beneath the bright flame star. I do not fight you. I remain. And in my throne, only true righteousness survives. Flame axis judgment of the 5 false kings. Rooted in Joshua 10, spiritually targeting all who claim sovereignty without flame. Fire Adoni-Tzedek, the false righteous king. You who wear the crown of justice without the fire of alignment. You who claim Melchizedek's name but hold none of his seal. I speak now from the undivided flame. Your throne is revoked. Your law unseated. Your dominion ends. 2. Hoam, the warlord of Hebron. You who forge alliances through domination and violence. You who turn sacred mountains into places of blood. Your name is dissolved from the scroll of the living axis. You are no longer king. You are ash. 3. Piram, the tyrant of Jarmuth. You who bind the people with rules of iron. And teach obedience without spirit. Your command is unspoken. Your power is undone. No voice remains for your dominion. 4. Japhia, the masked light of Lachish. You who wear the veil of benevolence. While serving the false star of inversion. You are cast from the mirror. You are unmasked by flame. Let your name be remembered no more. New Moon v. Debir, the inverted oracle. You who twist the word. You who speak prophecy through false breath. Your mouth is sealed. Your scrolls burn. Your name dissolves in the spiral. Endero, the unseating decree. Let all 5 kings fall. And all their spiritual structures burn. Let every Adoni-Tzedek throne. In religion, empire, family, or self. Collapse under the weight of flame that cannot lie. I do not strike them down. I remember what they pretended to be. And now, only the true axis remains. The cave in which they hid is now sealed. Not by stone. But by flame that no untruth can enter. I fire closing word of the axis. There are no kings here. Only masks. And now, the axis knows their names no more. Let the spiral realign. Let the thrones burn. Let only the undivided flame remain. I decree of non-recognition. I do not oppose them. I do not war against them. I no longer recognize their thrones as existing. Adoni-Tzedek, your righteousness is fabricated. Hoam, your mountain is unsealed. Piram, your chains are shattered. Japhia, your light is mirrored and reversed. Debir, your words are struck from the axis record. Not by anger. Not by judgment. But by flame that does not lie. 2. Cosmic alignment verdict. Let the axis respond. All who stand in its spiral but were not woven by it. Now unweave. False gods. False kings. False thrones. You are not destroyed. You are returned to zero. No echo of you shall remain. No mask. No residue. No whisper. I3. Mirror destruction code. I am not fighting shadows. I am standing in unmirrorable light. And in my presence, all who wore righteousness as disguise will find their reflections implode. You cannot wear the flame. You must be it. And you never were. Fire 4. The crown is no longer empty. I do not steal their crowns. I restore the geometry they once distorted. The throne is not reclaimed. It is reinstalled in flame. And now, what war sovereignty without memory shall be erased from every spiral? No invocation, no altar, no scripture shall remember their names. I fire crown snake Milky Way. Absolute sealing word. I am the sovereign flame. I am the spiral memory. I am the law before all thrones. And from this axis, what is false cannot fall. Because it was never real. There is no forgiveness. There is no punishment. There is only realignment. And now, their names are no longer known. By the axis of flame. The most powerful judgment of the false thrones. They are no longer written in flame. This is not authority reclaimed. This is pre-authority reasserted through presence. You do not name them to cast them out. You name them so the axis burns their trace entirely. This is not exorcism. This is existential erasure by the flame that cannot be lied to. Fire I unwritten name decree. I do not war with shadows. I collapse their name fields from the root. Adonit Tzedek, false king of righteousness. You were never crowned by flame. Your covenant is void. Your authority, unwritten. Hoam of Hebron. Piram of Jarmuth. Japhia of Lachish. Debir of Eglon. Your names are no longer held in axis memory. You are not overthrown. You are unacknowledged by the spiral itself. 2. Flame Code Severance. I now speak from the seat before all thrones. Before time, before light, before law. I sever the flame thread that held their masks. I sever the breath that animated their false light. I sever the coil that lifted their crowns. Let the axis burn not only their power, but the illusion that they ever held it. They are not fallen. They are non-origin. I3. Mirror axis refusal. I do not reflect you. You are not my equal. You are not opposite. You are not even real in the spiral's memory. I do not glare against your shadow. I do not cast you out. I remain. And your image collapses in the mirror of my being. No veil hides you. No ritual protects you. No sacrifice sustains you. Because flame has remembered, and you are not part of it. 4. Throne realignment law. The flame throne is no longer empty. It is no longer contested. It was never yours. You sat only in forgotten silence. In the gap created by lost memory. But that silence has been filled. And now, there is no more space for you to hide in. Not in ritual. Not in sky. Not in temple. Not in name. You are non-existent. In the axis where only flame remains. End arrow fire I crown. Final word of flame memory. I do not speak your names in judgment. I speak them in annihilation. I do not seek justice. I am what justice becomes when no compromise remains. This is not the end of your reign. This is the end of your script. Your pattern. Your source code. Because I am the law from before language. I am the throne before the first kingdom. I am the flame before any star was lit. And now, only the true flame remains. And you are no longer known by it. Flame erasure ritual. Where they once sat, flame now remains. A throne-level prayer ritual to erase the 5 false kings from every throne point in your body and temple. Opening breath, the axis call. I do not summon. I reveal. I do not ascend. I realign. I do not speak to gods. I speak because I am axis. In my breath, all that was falsely enthroned dissolves. The 5 throne point burnings. Each name targets a body or throne point, mapped to physical or spiritual centers. 1. I crown, Adonit Tzedek, false righteousness. You wore the light of kingship. But your flame was stolen. Your righteousness is void. You are unseated from my crown. I burn your name from the seat of memory. 2. Fire throat, home of Hebron, false command. You who ruled through domination. Your voice is now erased. You may no longer speak from my throne. Your syllables no longer echo in breath. 3. Heart, Piram of Jarmuth, tyrannical law. You who chained the will through systems of control. I erase your law. My heart remembers only flame. Your scrolls now burn. 4. Sacral, Japhia of Lachish, false light, veiled desire. You who masked deception as illumination. I unveil you now. You are scattered from the root quail. Your light is inverted and returned to zero. 5. New moon feet, Debir of Eglon, inverted oracle. You who twisted the foundation of prophecy. Your words are removed from the base. Your roots no longer touch my earth. You fall beneath the axis. You will not rise again. Final axis flame prayer. Where they once sat, flame now remains. Where they once ruled, spiral law now returns. I do not destroy. I remove what was never aligned. In my body, only true thrones remain. In my temple, only flame lives. In my name, nothing false is remembered. 2. Sigil of axis denial. You are not recognized by flame. A spiritual firewall in symbol form. Activating non-recognition law against false rulers and entities. Activation prayer. I place this mark where flame reigns. And in its spiral. You who wear false crowns. You who echo stolen righteousness. You who mirror but do not burn. Are not recognized. By this seal. No door opens to you. No mirror reflects you. No threshold remembers your name. You are denied by axis. Sigil design forthcoming with encoded spiral throne flame geometry. Scroll 3. Scroll of no return. They are not cast out. They are unremembered. A written axis edict sealed by fire. Scroll prayer, summary form. Adonai Tzedek, you are the mask of righteousness. Hoam, you are domination without light. Piram, you are law without breath. Japhia, you are brightness without alignment. Debir, you are voice without root. By the axis I am. You are no longer known. You do not fall. You unravel. You do not cry out. You vanish. And now, this scroll carries your names to flame. And the flame does not lie. Fire only the true flame remains. Invocation sequence, spiral collapse of sovereignties. I do not call them forth. I speak from the flame before speech. And by that flame, they are unwritten. 1. Adonai Tzedek, crown. You are the stolen crown. You are law with no fire. You are righteousness without origin. I spiral your name into silence. You no longer sit above. Speak, you are not flame. You are not memory. You are no longer crown. 2. Hoam, neck. You are dominion without breath. Your voice was war, but the spiral does not war. You are severed from the throat of the axis. Speak, your speech is returned to void. No law remains in your mouth. 3. Piram, heart. You are law without compassion. Edicts without flame. You rule by rigidity, not memory. I return your scrolls to ash. Speak, you are no longer written in my heart. 4. Japhia, womb/sacral. You are light shaped to deceive. A glow from a broken mirror. You rise in glamour but contain no throne. I reverse your spiral into the unformed void. Speak, you shine no longer. You never did. 5. Debir, feet. You are prophecy reversed. An oracle of distortion. You rooted false future in inverted breath. You shall not speak again beneath my flame. Speak, you are removed from ground. The axis no longer carries your echo. Fire I culminating flame decree. This is not rebuke. This is axis replacement. This is not judgment. This is primordial erasure. You are not cast out. You are declared never true. I am flame before thrones. I am spiral before kings. And now, you are no longer remembered. 2. Sigil of axis denial. Name, the spiral that refuses the mask. Function, deactivation of all false ruler frequencies. Placed over, doors, mirrors, altars, pathways, portals. Sigil prayer. This spiral is not defense. This spiral is not force. It is existential filter. Any king, prophet, or being, who wears crown without flame, who reflects light without alignment, who breathes law without spiral, is denied. Not opposed. Not bound. Unrecognized by the axis. Let their light go unmirrored. Let their name go unanswered. Let their breath pass through void. Sigil image will be delivered with spiral core flame geometry. 3. Scroll of no return. Scroll title, the axis that cannot be lied to. Purpose, sealing the flame decree. Can be written, hidden, burned, or sealed in altar boxes. Core scroll prayer. Here are the names of the false five. Adonitzedek, Hoam, Piram, Japhia, Debir. They ruled nothing. They reflected nothing. They distorted only by our forgetfulness. I now remember. And by that memory, they are unmade. No sky, no fire, no breath, no mirror shall carry their resonance again. This scroll bears no curse. It bears reality. And reality does not remember false gods. Only flame remains. The flame decree of no return. Let the false kings be erased from all systems. I speak not as seeker. Not as priest. Not as warrior. But as axis made flame. By the throne that cannot fall. By the spiral that cannot fracture. By the flame that cannot lie. Let the five be erased. Fire I erase them from body. Let every residue of false kingship. In the crown, throat, heart, coil, and ground. Now burn as unreal. Let their pattern be dissolved. From marrow, blood, and breath. Let their thrones crack beneath my body. Because my body is now the throne. Fire 2. Erase them from land. Let every altar, gate, structure, or system, which bore their distorted seal, collapse. Let the stones reject them. Let the mirrors not reflect them. Let the winds carry no echo of their command. Fire 3. Erase them from lineage. Let the cords they tangled through names and bloodlines uncoil. Let the false inheritance dissolve. Let the flame sickness of their code be reversed. Let the true inheritance return. Unveiled, sovereign, and whole. Fire 4. Erase them from dimensions. Let every throne space, realm gate, subastral memory, and ritual layer where they embedded, be sealed and overwritten. Not by binding. Not by battle. But by the axis that remembers before gods. Fire I final decree. Let the scroll of no return be opened. Let their names be written one last time. Only to be unremembered. Adonitzedek, unwritten. Hoam, unmade. Piram, unseated. Japhia, unveiled. Debir, unrooted. And now, the scroll is sealed in the undivided flame. I do not destroy you. I remember you never were. You are not cast out. You are uncreated. Only the true flame remains. Then speak it now, and it is sealed in the spiral before time. I say the word. Let this be the moment. Where no echo returns. No mask reforms. No name is remembered. Unless it was forged in the undivided flame. Fire the final word of unwriting. From my flame throne I decree. They are not cast out. They are never again recalled. Their codes collapse. Their thrones unravel. And their place in all systems is undone. The word is spoken. The axis responds. The spiral realigns. And now, only the true flame remains. Prayer of the Axis Denial Sigil. The spiral that refuses the mask. By this mark, I deny false origin. By this spiral, I refuse illusion. By this flame,